been hacked. Agent, whatever did that to you was shade tech, which means there's someone in your vicinity using shade tech, which makes them our new target. Reacquire that tech and Chernenko's data with it, any way you see fit.
What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Nothing But Skills, and today I'm bringing you another Division video. Today's video is a special treat to you guys because this has to be one of my favorite PvE builds to run. Now, ever since this gear set was brought into the game, I have been a huge fan of it, and when they announced that this global event was going to have the 6-piece, this was the gear set that I wanted to get. So before we get into this video, I just want to say, if you guys are new to my channel and this is the first time you're watching a video, hit that subscribe button. If you guys enjoy this video, hit that thumbs up, and as always, if you have any questions after watching this build video, use the comment section down below. So let's get into the build. So the first thing you're going to notice is my primary firepower is 295,000. That's only firearms of 2,800. My toughness is a little low at 323,000. That's 2,900 stamina. And then my skill power is at 327,000, and that's electronics of 10,000. So what's so special about this 6-piece Firecrest that I love it so much? Well, let's get into it. It all starts at set bonus 3, where you get an additional 50% flame turret range, and you get an additional 30% flame turret damage. Now, set bonus 4 is really good to run with the Urban MDR or any gun in reality, but the Urban MDR, with the talent that it has plus this talent, you'll be putting out a lot of damage. Your weapon damage is increased by 15% against burning targets. Set bonus 5 is going to give you an additional 5% flame turret range and then an additional 20% flame turret damage. So with set bonus 5 and set bonus 3, you're going to be an additional 50% flame turret damage and then an additional 55% flame turret range. And set bonus 6, which a lot of people might say, well, this is only good towards NPCs, and I believe this build is 100% a PvE build. Set bonus 6, improved Firecrest. Bullets have a 2% chance to cause an enemy to burn. Burning targets can cause a Fury explosion when killed once every 10 seconds. When you kill an NPC, he can explode and all the NPCs around him can catch on fire once he explodes. This can only happen once every 10 seconds. And then also, NPCs set on fire by your flame turret will burn an additional 25% longer. So since I'm running 10,000 electronics, my NPCs are going to burn for 125% longer. Now that's why I think this build is still great to run as a 6-piece. Now some of you might disagree, but I'll show you one piece you can remove if you just want to have a harder hitting flame turret. Now my flame turret's not going to hit as hard as if I was using a different backpack, but I'll show you the 2 options you can do and what I would do if I was going to run this in PvP. Now, do I think this is a really good PvP build? No, but I think it's an amazing PvE build, and it will probably be my go-to PvE build when I'm solo farming or I just want to play a different build. So for the chest piece, it's rolled electronics, it has health, skill haste, and the minor attributes increased kill XP. If I had the roll I wanted, I would probably get rid of the increased kill XP and just have ammo capacity on here, and that way on my backpack I wouldn't need to have ammo capacity. Now I tried to put as much skill haste on this build because I want to get as close as I can to the 40% cap without running a tactician. I think 40% skill haste works really good with this build, so I can get my booster shot back really quick and my flame turret's always ready to go. The mods, I'm running electronics mods with 3% skill haste. For the mask, it's rolled electronics. Major attribute is skill power. Minor attribute is 10% damage to elites. Now, since this is a flame turret based build, I wanted to roll into skill power as much as I can. Some people might want to put enemy armor damage on here on the major attribute, but I want my flame turret to put out as much damage as possible, so that's why I wrote skill power on my mask. For the mods, I'm running electronics mods with 3% skill haste. For the knee pads, they're roll electronics, major attribute is skill power, minor attributes are damage to elites, burn resistance, and disrupt resistance. For the mods, they're electronics mods with skill haste, and then performance mods with 4% turret damage. Now that's what you want to put on this build. 4% turret damage mods is the mods you want to look for your Firecrest build to put out as much damage as possible. For the holster, major attribute, I rolled skill haste because I want my skill haste to be as close to 40% as possible. The mod I'm running on the holster is a performance mod, 4% turret damage. For the gloves, they're rolled electronics, they have assault rifle damage, enemy armor damage, and skill haste. This is how I recommend running your gloves if you're going to run the Firecrest. So for the backpack, which is the last piece of this build, it's rolled electronics, major attribute is health, and minor attribute is ammo capacity. My chest piece didn't have ammo capacity, so I had to roll ammo capacity on this backpack. Now if I was really lucky to have ammo capacity on my chest piece, I wouldn't have had to roll the minor attribute on my backpack, and I could have rolled skill power on the major attribute. Since health is on there, that is a decent roll, so I'm not even going to really worry about it. until I get a better backpack. So now that we talked about how I have my 6-piece, I want to tell you one thing you can do. The first thing I want you guys to notice is my flame turret is only doing 17,600. Now you can get your flame turret to hit a lot harder by just switching out your backpack, and by doing that you need an inventive backpack. This backpack is great for running with your skill builds because it increases your skill power by 15% when you're at full health. So if I were to put this backpack on here just so you guys could see, if you look, my flame turret goes up from 17,600 to 21,500. So if you want to have the most hard-hitting flame turret build, running an inventive backpack is what you're going to want to do. And in my last video, the vendor reset, you can purchase this inventive backpack, the same one I have on. I purchased this one. It's at East 58th Street. The Dark Zone vendor has it for 277,000 DZ credits. If you're looking for an inventive backpack, this is a pretty good backpack to pick up. It already has skill power, it has ammo capacity, and then I just needed to re-roll the top talent for electronics. So if you want to put out the most damage with your flame turret build, I would recommend running an inventive backpack. You can see the difference. I'm running my inventive backpack, my flame turret goes up to 21,500, and then if I'm running the 6-piece Firecrest, my flame turret is going to go down. So it's about 4,000 less flame turret with my 6-piece Firecrest versus putting an inventive backpack. But like I told you guys in the video, I do like running my 6-piece just for the fact that you have a 2% chance of causing an enemy to burn. Burning targets can cause an explosion every 10 seconds. That explosion can catch all the NPCs in the area on fire, and then not only that, your NPCs will burn almost 125% longer if you're running 10,000 electronic, which makes a difference. If your target is burning, you're constantly putting on that damage, you barely have to shoot them. So now that you see how I have my gear set up, let's talk about the weapon that I'm using. Now this weapon is really key for this build, the Urban MDR. So not only with the Urban MDR you getting the distracted, the extra 18% against targets with status effects, you're also getting that extra damage from the 4-piece Firecrest. Now how I have my Urban MDR is strictly for PvE. It has 20% enemy armor damage, base damage is 39,000. It has talented, killing a target with this weapon increases skill power by 15% for 20 seconds. This effect does not stack, killing a new target refreshes the timer. So that's why running the Urban MDR with talented is really good, because if I kill a target, the next time I use my flame turret or the next time I use my skill, it's going to be increased by 15%. And that lasts for 20 seconds. So every time I keep killing a target, I will always have talented procced. Then another talent you can really run is competent. Weapon damage is increased by 10% for 15 seconds after using a skill. Since I have high skill haste, I'm going to get my booster shot or my overdose back constantly. So having competent on here, I'm always going to get that additional weapon damage of 10%, and it's always going to be unlocked, just like talented, because the requirements for firearms is really low at 2,800 and I'm running 2,890. The electronics will never be an issue for us since we're running at 10,000 electronics. And then of course, the last talent I told you guys about, distracted, your damage is increased by 18% against targets with status effects. So the way I have this modded, my scope has 19% critical hit damage, 3% critical hit chance, and 4.5 optimal range. The suppressor has critical hit damage, critical hit chance, headshot damage. The small grip has critical hit damage, accuracy, and stability. And the extended magazine has magazine size, critical hit damage, and critical hit chance. And for your secondary, you can pretty much run anything. I'm running a house that has almost the same exact talents. It has 23% critical hit chance. The base damage is 13,000. It has talented, competent, and then a card counter. Now the way I have it modded is I'm running critical hit damage, headshot damage, critical hit chance, allow vent break with critical hit damage, headshot damage, and critical hit chance, a small grip with critical hit damage, reload speed, optimal range, and then extended magazine with magazine size, critical hit chance, and rate of fire. For my skills, this is really up to you guys. You guys can either run an overdose or booster shot. I choose to run a booster shot because it's still going to heal me for 175,000, and it will also heal my allies for 175,000. I get this back every 20 seconds, so that's really quick. I don't really have to worry about a cooldown. I can pop this, get into cover, use a med kit if I need to, but most likely I will be able to just reuse my booster shot. Now if I really want to have a little bit more survivability, I could run an overdose. This one's going to come back every 22 seconds, so just 2 seconds longer, but it's going to heal me for 291,000, but it only heals my allies for 164,000. So if you're playing solo and you want to have some kind of survivability, you could run an overdose. I choose to have a little bit more damage on this build since I'm not running high firearms, and with competent and then a booster shot, I hit pretty decent. The skill that makes this build is a flame turret build. Of course, there is no other skill you should be running besides this flame turret if you're running a Firecrest build. This is going to come back every 25 seconds. It lasts 45 seconds and the base damage is 17,600. Like I told you before, you can change out the backpack for an inventive backpack and you will hit for 4,000 more. So if you want to hit harder, run an inventive backpack. And if you're running it in PvP, definitely run an inventive backpack and most likely a vigorous chest piece. For the talents, if you're running solo, you should be running critical save, use a med kit during low health to increase damage resistance by 20% for 10 seconds, use strike back, reach low health to reduce active skill cooldowns by 20%. Also, always use wildfire when you're running a flame turret because applying burn to any target triggers a 30% chance for every target in 10 meters radius to catch on fire. So not only using wildfire and not only having the 6-piece, your exploding targets can catch the NPCs on fire around them, and then wildfire can catch them on fire. And then the last talent, now this talent is only good if you're running solo. Kill a hostile while any skill is deployed to extend active skills duration by 10%. Now if I was running in a group, I wouldn't run this talent. I would run triage, which is going to help my skills come back faster, heal an ally with any skill to reduce skill cooldowns by 15%. So that's pretty much my build, guys. I hope you guys enjoy this build as much as I do. I love running the Urban MDR. I think it's really key, but if you have any gun that has talented, competent, and then the third slot's always going to be unlocked, you will be good to go. Remember, if you guys have any questions after watching this build video, use the comment section down below. If you guys enjoy this video, hit that thumbs up. Remember, if you don't see me in Last Stand, if you don't see me in the Dark Zone, if you don't see me in Skirmish, it's only a matter of time. Nothing but skills out.